Ravi, meanwhile, can I start and make some interaction?
Please. And we have some, as you told, we have some technical difficulties. Probably this will take another few minutes only.
Good evening, friends. It's a very nice evening for all of us to have joined together here to listen to our Executive Director, New Business from LIC of India, Mumbai, Ms. Nalini Ratnam, Madam, because this is the a crucial time and an important time, because only a couple of days back, only yesterday, a couple of days back, LIC has come out with a digital platform to complete new business proposals paperless. So definitely Madam is going to touch upon that, and what more we can expect from this digital platform in the days to come. So, and the changes that has happened in underwriting, new business underwriting department, and what changes we can expect in the months to come. So all of us will have an opportunity to listen to our Executive Director, New Business from Mumbai. So usually we would start our meeting in time, but today we have a little bit of technical snag with the host, so that it will be ready in about a couple of minutes. And as usual, we can get into our session. So I thank you very much for your patience. Now our chief guest speaker, Madam, is already here with us, and our the dynamic president of Life Underwriters Guild of India, Mr. Venkata Subramanian, is here, and our Secretary General of Lugi, Mr. Ravi, Assistant Secretary General, Mr. Nazar.
MK, MD sir vandirukar, Mukesh Gupta sir, just already mentioned pannirukku.
Oh, very nice. We also have one of our MDs, Mr. Mukesh Gupta, with us today. Welcome, sir. Nice to have you with us today, sir. And we also have our Education Committee Chairman, Mr. S. Varadarajan. And we have a dynamic SBA from Pune, Mr. Milind Mane is with us. Nazar, you can just telephone to Mr. Vignesh and find out the status.
Okay. MK,
yeah.
2 minutes, that's all.
2 minutes, okay, no problem.
Okay.
Mr. Karnanidhi, I want to share one more information with you.
Please.
We can able to, accommodate in our in-house maximum of 500.
Okay.
Those, yeah. If it is more than 500, they live. In our live stream, they can able to see our program.
Okay, I mean, Ravi sir, you can start. Karnanidhi sir, you can start the program.
Vignesh, you are ready?
Yes, I'm ready, sir.
Thank
Okay.
you so much.
Good evening, friends. I welcome you once again for this session. We have with us our dynamic Executive Director, New Business, LIC of India from Mumbai with us. What has happened till a couple of days back and what is going to happen in the new business revolution from LIC of India. And we have all our dignitaries with us. So let us get started with the session today. I request Vignesh for the prayer song.
सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
Thank you very much, Vignesh. And friends, please stay with us for another couple of minutes for Lugi anthem. Vignesh, Lugi anthem.
Audio வரல கருணாநிதி, prayer song எல்லாம் வரல, audible இல்ல.
Oh, it was audible. ரொம்ப நல்லா கேட்டுச்சு எங்களுக்கு.
நல்லா கேட்டுச்சு.
Yeah.
Shall I share?
உங்க சைடு செக் பண்ணுங்கண்ணா.
வேற ஏதாவது ஃபால்ட் இருக்கான்னு பாருங்க. நான் பேசுறது கேக்குதா?
Everything is good.
நான் பேசுறது கேக்குதுல?
Is clear.
Okay.
உங்க சைடு ஆடியோ செக் பண்ணிக்கீங்க.
இப்ப நீங்க பேசுறது கேக்குது.
இது sir, now it's okay. Yeah, you can proceed with Mr. Vignesh.
Okay.
I had dreams I'll touch the sky, but I hid them under the pillow. I was shy. I thought they made no sense to me. After all, they were just dreams we see. One night on my way, I hit a rock. As I stumbled, it grew taller than the mountains. Above a voice that echoed, it changed my mind. I shunned all my worries and left my fears behind. I was scaling the height instead of walking away. As I reached the top, I heard me say, I believe, I can, I will change the world, I strongly feel. I'll challenge myself, push the limits. I'll outshine the sun, I'll be the one. So little time, just one life to live. So many expectations, so much to give. They look up to me, now I'm their pride. I'm growing within, I feel the power inside. Now I have to fly and let them all see. You believe in yourself, there's nothing you couldn't be. It was time now had to prove, come what may. And as I was riding the clouds, I heard them say, I had dreams, I'll touch the sky. But I hid them under the pillow, I was shy. I thought they made no sense to me. After all, they were just dreams we see.
Thank you very much, Vignesh. Now I invite our President, Mr. Venkata Subramaniam, to welcome the gathering.
Good evening, one and all. I am having immense pleasure to welcome Founder President, our beloved Talivar, who is the real role model to our agents community, and he is the reason for Lugi's success. Talivar will join within few minutes. Anyway, my heartiest welcome to you, Talivar Avarkale. On behalf of Lugi, on behalf of our Founder President, and on behalf of my own pleasure, I welcome today's speaker. He is having a great experience, a highly knowledgeable, a highly dedicated LICian, Madam Nalini Ratnam, Executive Director, New Business, LIC of India. Hearty welcome to you, Madam. Our Education Committee Chairman, Sri S. Varadarajan, our co-chairman, highly knowledgeable, a dedicated Lugian, M. Karunanidhi, our mentor to you, John, our official trainer, R. Prabhakar, our Secretary General, Mr. K. Ravi, Joint Secretary, N. Nazar, CEO, B. Gurumurthy, Treasurer, R. Srinivasan, Assistant Treasurer, Vijayakumar. I welcome everyone. You are all one of the reasons for our Lugi's success. Last but not the least, a man who is working more than 12 hours for our organization Lugi, who is none other than Mr. Vignesh. My special appreciation and my hearty welcome to you, dear Vignesh. My pleasure to welcome our technical assistant Sudhir. My heartiest welcome to one and all. Thank you. Over to M. Karunanidhi.
Thank you, President, for your nice welcome address. Friends, immediately after the welcome address, we used to have the opening remarks by our founder president, Mr. P. Srinivasan. Now I am told that Mr. P. Srinivasan had been to Chennai and he is on the way back to Coimbatore. He started in the morning on road and he is expected shortly, but till this time he has not logged it. So I take pleasure in making certain announcements. Mr. P. Srinivasan used to do that. Vignesh, you can just, this is for the information of Madam. Madam, in Life Underwriters Guild of India, we have two types of membership. One is regular membership, for which the members will pay annual subscription, and another one is life membership. And during this pandemic situation, right from 31st March 2020 till yesterday, 134 members have become life members of Life Underwriters Guild of India, madam. And during this period, and so far we have about 188 life members in Life Underwriters Guild of India. And during the past month, the three members, Mr. Harish from Kottayam, Mr. L.R. Sriram Kumar from Coimbatore, Mr. V.J. Thomas from Thrissur have become life members. And on this auspicious day of your address, 4 members have become life members. One, Mr. P.M. Sudhakaran from Kozhikode, Mr. T. Rajagopalan from Thrissur, Mr. S.K. Singaran Nedunjalian, SBA from Chennai, and Mr. S. Suresh from Chennai have become life members today, madam. And we have a life membership fee of rupees 20,000 we are charging. And the next we'll go. And for your information, madam, we have 2 education programs. The one is CIP. CIP means Certificate in Insurance Planning, in which we cover 3 aspects. One is the life insurance principles and practice. Second, non-life insurance potential and products and practice. And third one is financial planning concept is also included in this program, so that the members are able to learn human life value concept, capital need analysis concept, so that they can sell the insurance which is required for an individual based on his income. And during this pandemic period, we have so far conducted 6 online batches. And the 5th batch, there are 20, all 4 batches, they have taken this program, completed their examination. And the 5th batch, 24 students are shortly taking their examination, madam. And the 6th batch, 24 students are undergoing training. It is a 50-hour training, online training conducted by 3 experts. One expert from life insurance, another expert from non-life insurance, and one financial planner who talks about financial planning concepts. And so far we have about, we have had 389 students taking up CIP programs. Out of them, 270 have completed by successfully passing out from the examination. Next, Vignesh. And we used to have regular conventions every year, right from 2001 onwards. We have been having our annual conventions. This year, we are supposed to have had our annual convention in the month of September in Jaipur. But due to this pandemic situation, we could not have this program physically. Instead, we plan to have our annual convention this time in the first week of January on virtual mode. So in the first week of January, we will have our Lugi annual virtual convention, the details of which will be shared shortly with all the members. Next.
Over now.
Yeah. Thank you very much, madam, for your patience in listening to our programs and achievements. Now I invite Miss Radha Jayalakshmi from Chennai to introduce our guest speaker.
Karnanidhi, one more announcement.
Yeah.
To all the participants, those who are not becoming life members so far, if you want to become a life member before 30th November, your fee will be 18,000 alone. After November 30th, 1st December onwards, it will become 20,000. For your kind information, from 1st April onwards, it will become 25,000. So use the opportunity which is readily available in front of you to do become a life member before 30th November and pay just 18,000 alone. This is for your kind information. Thank you.
Friends, you know, I said the life membership is 20,000. Now the president says it is 18,000. You know the difference? The difference of 2,000 rupees is being contributed by our president. So he's magnanimous enough to share a part of your life membership fee so that you can become a life member of Lugi with 18,000 rupees contribution. Thank you, President. Now I invite Madam Radha Jayalakshmi to introduce our guest speaker.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much, Lugi, for the opportunity given me to introduce about our guest speaker, the great Madam Ms. Nalini Ratnam. Madam had done her schooling and colleges in New Delhi. Her graduate is from zoology. So even though Madam is from Delhi, I'm so happy to know that she is from background of Chennai. So I'm so happy to be introduce herself from Chennai-based ma'am. And Madam did a service in LIC for more than 36 years, 3 decades. She done a service. She joined as a AO, Assistant Administrative Officer in the year 1986 as a 13th batch to LIC of India. So happy to know about that. Since then, she worked in various divisions, zones, including North Central, and South Zone in different capacities. Madam had the experience of working in a number of departments like accounts, IT, audit, new business, PNGS, CRM, and personal departments. Had the privilege of establishing the liaison department in New Delhi as posting as the chief liaison. So, Madam oda peru Nalini Ratnam. You know the meaning of Nalini, which means quite simple, deep, எளிமையான நளினமான அப்படிங்கிறவங்க ரத்னம் அப்படின்னா ரத்னம் நமக்கு கிடைச்சிருக்கிற ஒரு ரத்னம். ஸோ நம்ம எல்ஐசி ஆஃப் இந்தியாவுக்கு கிடைச்சிருக்கிற ஒரு எளிமையான ரத்னமான ரொம்ப டீப் திங்கர். மேடம்க்கு வந்து ஷி வெரி மச் இன்ட்ரெஸ்டட் இன் லிசனிங் மியூசிக் அண்ட் ரீடிங். ஸோ நிஜமாவே அந்த ஒரு டீப் திங்கிங் இருந்தால் தான் அந்த படிக்கிறதுக்கே ஒரு பொறுமை வரும். அதெல்லாம் படிச்சு நமக்கு நிறைய விஷயங்களை வந்து நமக்கு இன்னைக்கு சொல்றதுக்கு வந்திருக்காங்க. ஐ எம் சோ ஹாப்பி டு வெல்கம் ஆன் பிஹாஃப் ஆஃப் லூகி சென்ட்ரல் ஆஃபீஸ் இந்தியா சார்பா எல்ஐசி ஆஃப் இந்தியா சென்ட்ரல் ஆஃபீஸ்ல இருந்து வந்திருக்கிற மேடம்க்கு இட்ஸ் அ ஹார்ட்டி வெல்கம் டு யூ மேடம். தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச். வி ஆர் எக்ஸ்பெக்டிங் அ லாட் ஆஃப் மெசேஜஸ் ஃப்ரம் யூ. ஸோ நியூ பிஸ்னஸ் நாங்கள் ஒரு நிறைய நியூ பிஸ்னஸ் நியூ விஷயங்களை உங்ககிட்ட இருந்து தெரிஞ்சுக்கிறதுக்கு ஆசையா இருக்கும். Since you are from Chennai, I proud to speak in Tamil. That is the reason, ma'am. So, हार्दिक स्वागत है. हमारा ये प्रोग्राम के लिए आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है. So, the virtual dais is over to you. This is Radha Jayalakshmi, Zonal Manager Club Member from LIC of India, City Branch 15, Kodambakam. Thank you so much. Thank you one and all for the wonderful opportunity given to me. Thank you so much. Once again, welcome ma'am, and the virtual dais is to you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Radha Jayalakshmi madam, for your lovely and lively introduction of our guest speaker. Now it is over to you, madam.
Thank you. The presentation will start. Good
Vignesh?
evening, all. I'm very happy to be here talking to the Lugi family. At the outset, I would say that this is an opportunity which I think would be of immense help to both groups, both for us as well as the Lugi family who's going to be listening to today's interaction. Mr. P. Srinivasan, founder, president, and mentor of Lugi. The president, Mr. A. Venkata Subramaniam. Secretary General, Mr. K. Ravi. Treasurer, Mr. R. Srinivasan. The CEO, Mr. B. Gurumurthy. And the Master of Ceremony, Mr. Karunanidhi, and other office bearers of Lugi. As I said, I'm very happy to be here and to be talking about the recent developments in new business and underwriting in the last few months. Next slide. Next, yeah. As all of you are aware that the insurance market scenario is constantly changing. And for the first point of entry into the organization is obviously the new business department. And in the new business department, we are the ones who make all the changes which help us to adapt to all the changes which are happening in the market. And at central office, the new business department has been very promptly responding to the changes and challenges which are happening. And this we do with a series of measures and guidelines in the form of circulars and new modules and other things which we are bringing forward. Presently, underwriting, the medical service provider, a digital app, online deposit collection, these are the various aspects which are on the developmental anvil. Some of it has already been issued, and this we hope will help the marketing field force to bring in more and more business for the organization. Next. I will talk about the underwriting circulars first. This financial year, as all of us are aware, we have been badly afflicted with the pandemic. So you would obviously note that most of the circulars which have been issued in the beginning of the year were to do with the coronavirus and how to tackle this when we are doing underwriting. So in the beginning, the circulars you would have noticed were very strict, and we were almost not considering any case which was having any additional risk. Slowly, as the reinsurers have also interacted with us, we have been issuing circulars, and now we have segregated the nature of business. We have 3 circulars for this coronavirus, one which deals only with the term plans, one other one only for annuity plans, and the last one for all other plans, including the endowment. You would understand that we have to treat these 3 categories separately because the nature of risk and the amount of risk varies with each of them. Next. But all of these circulars now will have to be read together with circular number 270, wherein we have now made the validity of the COVID questionnaire, as we call it, only 14 days as on the date of completion. What we mean to say is the questionnaire as on date of completion should have been dated within 14 days. Because what happens is when the completion gets delayed, there is often a change in status of the proposal. So it's quite possible that if the proposal had been filled some months back and the questionnaire was also signed then, actually at the point of completion, his status as regards COVID-19 could be quite different. So to ensure that the risk we are taking in the organization is still a valid assessment, we ask for a fresh questionnaire. In terms of the proponent, if he was a COVID positive person, we say that the case has to be postponed for 3 months from the date of diagnosis. And subsequently, we need to get actually a COVID negative report, but quite often we are receiving reports from the different offices that as such, no COVID negative report is getting prepared. So we have then said that you should get the discharge summary and subsequent details of treatment and follow-up, etc. Next. We have also issued another important circular which deals with the medical examination report. Now, in the present scenario, we have categorized the medical examination report into 3 parts. One we call the physical MER. Then we have also started a concept of tele-MER, where the medical examiner interacts with the life assured over a telephone call and he elicits responses to the questions in the medical examination report. And the third one, which all of you are already familiar in terms of having used it for tech term and other tech term plan till now, is the video MER. What the video MER does is, again, the proponent is interacting with the medical examiner, but through a video call. And what we at LIC will receive is not only the physical report in a PDF form, we also receive a recording of the video MER. And to make it simple, we have used the same pro forma. Earlier, the video MER and the MER used to be of a different type, but now we have standardized the questions so that in any of the 3 forms, the report is the same. And to even simplify it further, we have said no longer we need to get chest and abdomen measurements. Next. This is the criteria for conducting the physical, the tele or the video MER. For term plans, irrespective of the sum under consideration, all cases we ask for a video MER. For other plans where only a simple MER is required, we say that a physical or a tele MER could be accepted. Where special reports are required and the SUC is equal to or more than less than 50 lakhs, a physical or a tele MER is accepted. Where the special reports and SUC being greater than 50 lakhs, we ask for a physical MER or otherwise a video MER. Next. For mail order business, where there is no special report, a video MER will suffice. For persons with disability, in all cases, a physical MER alone will be accepted. If in case the life assured is illiterate, again in all cases, we will only accept a physical MER. Other plans where only MER is required to be conducted by the medical examiner, in all cases, we ask for the physical MER. Next. We also issued a circular recently because of certain regulatory guidelines that for persons affected with HIV or AIDS, we have issued certain guidelines to all the offices. Where it is an immediate annuity plan, the underwriting can happen as per FPSO. For all other cases, the case has to be referred only to central office, and we expect that with the case, the green book, the complete treatment details of the proponent, investigation reports, and the discharge summary should come. Please do not call for any other medical requirements at the proposal stage, because based on these 4 inputs with the proposal, the medical referee at the central office will decide what other requirements will be needed. So we should not trouble the proponent with any other requirement until a response is received from central office. Next. We have also started, as all of you are aware, for the last more than 2 years, the issuance of e-policy. Now, for issuing the e-policy, 2 things are very important: that we obtain the email ID of the proponent, and more importantly, it should be the accurate email ID of the proponent. And as you are all aware, the IRDA also has recently, during this COVID time, said that at all costs, an e-policy, if it is sent, then they say that there is no rush to send the physical policy, because they are also aware that because of social distancing, lockdown, and quarantine, there's a lot of problem in actually physically printing the policy bond and dispatching it. So they are saying that we must ensure that the customer gets an e-policy at least. So this, I'm taking this opportunity to request that the email ID of all proponents is obtained in the proposal form, and also please ensure that when the email ID is being keyed in, you check up with your client whether he received the e-policy, because the e-policy is sent within 2-3 days after completion. There is no time lag, maximum to couple of days. It could also go on the very next day. So this is an opportunity for you to ensure that your customer will get the best service, because that email ID which you capture at inception is going to serve that policy throughout its lifetime. Next. We have recently launched the medical service provider module. The medical service provider is the new nomenclature or the name for what we used to call the TPA, because now we are calling them medical service providers. And there is a difference from the TPA, because earlier the TPAs are what we call the third party administrators, and they basically are dealing with health insurance claims. So that is why they were called a third party administrator. So now we have you can say selected 16 medical service providers across the country, and in each division we have made sure that ample number of MSPs are provided, so that no customer is in difficulty as far as getting a medical examination done. So as I said, 16 MSPs are in place. This MSP module is integrated with the new business module, and the MSPs are eligible to do all formats of MER. Now, any MSP can do either the physical medical examination, he can do a tele, and he can also do a video medical examination. Next. The purpose of integrating the MSP module with the NB EFEEP module is that the special reports are automatically generated, identified what are required by the module checking up on the SUC. In case of clubbing of proposals, the SUC and special reports again are tabulated by the module. Previous medical reports and special reports, if they are valid, can also be integrated into the system when a new proposal is introduced. So we do not unnecessarily get another medical examination done. And if in case the proposal has to go to higher office, automatically the previous medical report gets integrated with the proposal. In case of urgent cases, there is an option to send an email for the pre-policy medical on an individual basis. Next. The special features of the MSP module is that every day, the moment the case is registered in the MSP module, at 8:02 hours on the day of the registration of the proposal, an SMS goes to both the life proposed and the agent, indicating which is the MSP who will be conducting the medical examination. And this is the sum of the whole day. But in addition to that, at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 1.02 hours, one set of email is sent for all the cases of the forenoon. And again at 20.02 hours, the second lot of the afternoon, as also a sum up of the whole day is sent to the customer, to the MSP, so that they know that for this day, these are the medical reports which are expected by them. They have to do it. Next. Now we come to what has been talked about in the introduction by Mr. Karunanidhi. He was talking about the new digital application. I'm immensely proud to have been part of this project. It was one of the most fulfilling projects which we were able to do, and we believe at Central Office that it's going to provide a lot of help, support to our field force. More importantly, in these times when social distancing has become a very, very important criteria for our doing business. It has probably impacted the initial months of the financial year because it was very severe, and a lot of the COVID-19 was an unknown proposition. And you would have noticed that all across the board, across the marketplace, digital was the new norm. even for all of us, we would prefer to place an order on a digital platform rather than go in and walk in to a store to buy something. So LIC too had to respond to this, and Ananda is the result of that. And I'm sure it's going to provide a great amount of joy to all of you. So as I said, there was a serious, severe need for a digital platform in all walks of life, be it banking, be it purchasing, even vegetables people were buying online. And thanks to the COVID, people were not able to really actually go and withdraw cash from ATMs and other things. So again, people were using digitized setups for purchasing. In the present scenario, as all of you are aware, submitting a proposal involves extensive paperwork and also copies of lots of documents. We have found that 57.73% of the total insurance industry's agency force is with LIC, and of the total business of the corporation, more than 94% is contributed by the agency force of our big organization. So when we have such a huge support from the agency force, we have to play to our strengths, and also we have to equip and strengthen the field force so that they are able to work in a very fearless fashion, both in terms of being able to say that we are totally technical, technologically driven, and also we are avoiding unnecessary movement in the marketplace. Next. I think there's a color glitch in this. Basically, what we were trying to show is that the non-medical business in the corporation is almost 86.56%. And the 13.44%, which is medical, actually the large blue section has turned orange. There's a problem, I think, in the color. So what we found is that out of the 13.44%, which is medical business, we found that 9.81% of that is only the FMR. And for special reports in the total corporation, only 3.63% of our business are cases which involve special reports also. So if you look at it, 86.56% of business is just straightforward non-medical, and more importantly, they are the ideal target for our Ananda module. We can use Ananda to procure this 86.56%. Next. The background of the Ananda I would just like to give. As I said, in the current scenario, there was a lot of restriction in movement, and this was a big challenge for our field force to meet the prospects, complete a sale, and submit the papers to branch for completion. Even if you met the customer, maybe you could not go to the branch and submit. So right from the beginning of the lockdown, there was a lot of pressure and demand and requests from the field that we should provide a paperless proposal which could be completed simply during this pandemic. And in 2018, actually, we had released a particular module which we called Agent Assisted Module, which was based on Aadhaar for KYC. But in the end of around October 18, the Supreme Court judgment came which did not permit the usage of online Aadhaar. So this module fell into disuse, and now we have brought it back, but we have made it comply with all regulatory issues of both our regulator, the IRDAI, as well as the UIDAI provisions for falling in line with whatever should be required by the module. So we've designed this paperless agent-assisted module which uses the Aadhaar-based eKYC, and more importantly, we are also using an e-signature. Next. For using the Aadhaar, the following are the requirements which the agent has to be part of. Like, so agent should be an authorized portal user. We talk about the agent's portal. He should have a laptop or a computer. He should have an internet connection, updated browsers. Right now, Microsoft Edge and soon Google Chrome, both are being used. But most important, the agent's mobile number should be mapped with his Aadhaar, so that he can do the eKYC and he can also do the e-sign on the ACR. Similarly, the customer too should have his Aadhaar mapped with his mobile number. Only then can his eKYC and e-signature be done. Next. When we start this module, the agent for the first time has to do his eKYC. It's like he introduces himself to the module, that is the Ananda module, just once. Once your eKYC is done, you are then free. You can just continue to do the rest of the jobs without going into this particular sub routine of the module. Thereafter, a suitability analysis form is filled and it is followed by the benefit illustration because the customer is opting for what he wants through telephonic and other communication to the agent, and a BI is prepared and a premium calculation is arrived at, which is communicated to the customer. Once this is done and the customer is happy with this benefit illustration, we create a kind of a lead and thereafter continue for proposal registration. Then the next stage is that we download the eKYC from the customer. But as I said, his Aadhaar is linked to his mobile number, so he is able to get his eKYC and he shares it with LIC, with this module rather, with Ananda module, and you will be very happy to know a lot of the fields get automatically uploaded into the proposal form, and they are non-editable fields because they deal with his date of birth, his name as in the Aadhaar, his address, all those get stored. So in a way, his eKYC in terms of identification as an individual as well as his address both get done, and also you will be surprised that his DOB is also verified. So this one eKYC acts to prove three identities of the individual: his name, his address, and his date of birth. Then the e-sign of the client in the e-sign of the client in the proposal and e-sign of the agent in the ACR is completed, and the proposal is submitted to the branch, where through eFeed the numbering is done and automatically an FPR is generated and sent by mail to the client. Next. This is the process flow at a glance. As we said, after the sale is finalized by the agent, what we mean by sale is finalized is he has spoken to the customer and understood what the customer wants. So then he logs into the Ananda module, prepares the suitability for analysis form, the benefit illustration, and the premium calculation. As I said, once the customer okays it, we proceed for eKYC of the customer. Thereafter, we do the balance of the data entry in the proposal form, and you will find that these are very, very helpful formats for filling in the data. Very simplified process of data entry, and you can say it's really ease of doing it. Thereafter, the e-signature and proposal submission happens. Then the e-ACR submission. Thereafter, the proposal goes into the eFeed, and there is something called e-underwriting because we do it through a rule engine. And then the branch official will do the completion in terms of he'll just verify all the particulars in the proposal quickly and number the policy. Immediately, the FPR is mailed to the agent as well as the customer, and all these documents, that is the proposal form, the benefit illustration, everything gets sent to the EDMS. So we save a lot of time in having the permanent record also created, because immediately the PDF images of all these documents go to EDMS. Next. At the branch, as we said, the moment the proposal reaches the eFeed of the NB module in the branch, an intimation pops up, and the HOD NB or whoever is dealing with the NB, he is able to see all the PDF images of the proposal in eFeed. So he is able to scrutinize the proposal as per the underwriting guidelines. He then completes it by numbering, and the e-policy automatically will get generated. As all these fields are entered and also verified by the customer, the e-policy issuance becomes much simpler. And there is no need to print any document because automatically this proposal form and the e-policy and other parts of this docket, as you call it, will get merged into the EDMS. Next. In the phase 1, which is what we are right now doing, as all of you are aware, this module was launched on 19th of November, that is a couple of days back, by our Honorable Chairman. And there was so much of response, really enthusiasm from all the zones across the country, that even on the first day, we could complete quite a number of policies. And I think everybody was just waiting for this module. And I'm sure when once all of you try it, you will realize how empowering it is. So, I mean, apart from the agent being empowered for other reasons, using the module would empower you further. So as I said, the agent should be empowered because then like the CLI agents and other people who are allowed to collect premium, they should be authorized, that is authorized to use the agent portal. Right now, we are only allowing non-medical proposals with SUC up to 15 lakhs and the TRASA should be 50 lakhs and maximum premium of up to 50,000. Presently, we are not permitting nomination of minors. There's a simple reason for it because automatically you would need to have the signature of the appointee. So we would again need one more e-signature. So we have not complicated the module so far. We're making it very simple, straightforward and seamless. So right now we are not permitting minor nomination. And it is allowed for all non-ULIP plans presently. There is a reason for this, as you are aware, because in ULIP, the moment the money is collected, it has to be adjusted and there should be immediate allocation of units. So in this module, we will bring in ULIP maybe at a later stage, but presently it is only for non-ULIP. And the module caters to major lives who are proposing on their own life only. That is Form 300. At this point, we are taking cases only where MHR of the development officer is not required. The ACR should suffice. So we're very soon bringing in the MHR, but at this point, as I said, it's only the ACR which is the requirement. And all previous proposals of this proposer, we should accept with only standard rates so that there is no question of extra. Because obviously, if there's an extra, it is possibly some medical involvement is there. So we are not taking that at this point. Later on, maybe we will. And presently, all modes other than NASH will be taken. Because for agent this Ananda module, we will require the e-NASH facility. When we are saying paperless, even the NASH should be paperless. So the e-NASH facility is right now, CRM department has just started testing in one division. Once we feel that it is stable, we will introduce it and then the e-NASH will be integrated into the Ananda module. So our customers will have the benefit of using a NASH payment mode, but as I said, only an e-NASH. COVID restrictions are there, so we are only allowing it for Indian citizens and the COVID questionnaire is part of the screens which are provided. Next. So what are the benefits for the agent? You become self-reliant. That is why we are calling it Atmanirbhar. The Ananda stands for Atmanirbhar Agents New Business Digital Application. So that Atmanirbhar, as you know, is also a big talking point in the country too. The government is also introducing a lot of schemes for people to make them self-reliant. So we too want that our agents should be self-reliant. We need not depend on anything like a paper and other things to be collected. Previous slide, please. So it's a fully digital paperless module and the spot completion will really get you very satisfied customers. There'll be zero errors and it's transparent. The Aadhaar acts, as I said, one proof for KYC, address as well as age. And It will attract millennials who are reluctant to do paperwork. But if you tell them, oh, you just have to do an e-sign, I'm sure you will get a lot of clients. And it is obviously something which is going to impress your tech-savvy customers. Next. This was phase 1, which we are right now introduced. In phase 2, we plan to bring in the option for an MHR, where again it will be only digital. We will be sending a link to the concerned marketing official, be he a development officer, an ABM sales, branch manager, whoever. So a link will be sent to them and they will fill in the MHR digitally on the same Ananda module. The third thing which we want to bring in is the medical reports will be integrated in soft form with this. When I was talking about the MSP, one condition which we have introduced is that they all have to have the ability to submit their reports in soft form. So that will help us integrate it very easily with the Ananda module when we bring in non-medical cases also. And last, we will be making it into a mobile application. So then it will really be called a DG app, as we want it to be known as. Next. One more feature which we are bringing in soon, which will really greatly facilitate the field people, is we are planning to bring in a deposit collection for proposal deposits. This is going to be an online proposal deposit collection module. And the most important thing is the deposit collection, like you are aware, we are already doing a premium for renewal premium, we have online deposit collection, online collections. So here too, this will be still a deposit, but the remittance will be collected through a premium gateway. And the person can use a debit card, credit card, net banking, and a lot of other options, whereby he can pay his proposal deposit. And the most important part is that the BOC will be created at the agent's parent branch on a real-time basis, 24/7. Next. How it happens is this way. The agent who has discussed and finalized a sale, he will find out from the party how he wants to pay. In case the customer says, no, I want to pay online, this proposal deposit, we will have a system whereby the agent generates a link and this is sent to the email ID or mobile number of the proponent. The moment the customer clicks on this link, he will be enabled to make a payment of the proposal deposit through the, and the BOC, as I said, will be created in that branch to which this agent is attached. So the link could be either we'll enable it through the agent portal so that there is no question of the agency code on that deposit going wrong. It will be automatically linked to your case only. And ultimately, we will also integrate it with the Ananda module, because here it will be much easier to provide the customer the digital method of paying his proposal deposit. Next. The few checks which we will keep obviously is the link, when it's sent to the proponent, he can pay only once. There is no question that the link is going to be open endlessly. The moment he makes that one transaction, the link will close immediately. And it will be valid only for proposal deposit. Because as you are aware, already we have premium gateways for making policy premium, renewal premium payments. So this proposal deposit link, this new thing which we are starting, will be sent by the agent and it will allow only proposal deposit creation. And refund of proposal deposit in case the proposal does not result in a policy will be happening through the normal routine, that the branch will initiate the refund, but the payment back to the customer will go back through the payment gateway. So for this, we have created a DCMC in the Central Office New Business Department, and they will ensure that the whole process runs very smoothly. And one more care we will take is that we will ensure that this deposit, if it's lying open, gets refunded well before the 6-month period, so that it does not go into unclaimed. Next. One more initiative which the central office plans to take is a centralized policy bond printing. We found that there is a need for this so that we have standardized, nice looking policy bonds. Because when we do it at different locations, like in the branches, we find that the printer used sometimes the dot matrix printer, sometimes the line printers in the branch, but invariably the final result is not what it should be. And as all of you are aware, this policy bond is the sign of the contract which the customer has made with the corporation. So for new business department, this is one of the major end results, the visible end result of all the activity which we are doing. So we want that the document given to the customer is of a beautiful and visually pleasing nature. So when the NB is completed at the branch, immediately the e-policy is extracted and it is sent to the email ID of the customer. Thereafter, the normal procedure is the policy bond, then along with the rider benefits and clauses, copy of the proposal and the benefit illustration is to be sent in the physical form to the customer. So this we're going to try and start a centralized printing so that, as I said, we have a standard looking proposal policy bond and it will have a really good look, and we will get an attractive folder or envelope with a customized covering letter to the life assured. So we want to make him feel that yes, LIC is also just like all the, like we always hear of the private companies giving policy bonds which look beautiful and like a booklet. So we too will be soon getting into that nature of policy bond. Next. One of the last items which I would like to cover is, all of you are aware that soon this point of sale for life insurance products is going to start. We have already issued a new business circular on this, which is detailing the guidelines for POS. And both the proposal form and the policy bond will be issued, as I said, in e-form as well as physical. And right now for LIC, we have started the Vaya Bandhana, Pradhan Mantri Vaya Bandhana Yojana and the Jeevan Akshaya 7, which will be sold through the POS. The guidelines for underwriting we have already issued for this, and some of the important points, as you are all aware, that in case the policy doesn't, proposal doesn't end in a policy, within 7 days there has to be refund of the deposit back to the customer. So the important thing is to maintain the timeline so that we do not violate any requirement of the regulator, because the POS is again a regulator-driven option, which will be of immense support to our field staff. Next one. Thank you. Mr. Karunanidhi, we can go to the next phase. Yeah.
Thank you very much, madam, for your elaborate explanation of various measures that LIC has already taken and LIC is proposed to take in the months to come. Now it is time for the question and answer session, madam. Madam, we have invited questions from our members and we received questions from various parts of the country and we sent all the questions to you, madam. And there were some modifications in the questions and you took pains in preparing the PowerPoint presentation, which we used to prepare, and you sent the question and also answers. So which one you want me to read out the questions, madam? The one
I don't mind. See, if you are, no, basically it is your question only. We just simplified it to put it in the box.
Right.
There is no change in the question because your questions were very elaborate, as you remember.
Right.
So we didn't have space, so we just shortened and gave the gist in the question part. You can read out your question. The answer stands. It's the same. It's basically for your question only. So there is no problem. You can use whichever you are convenient, comfortable with.
Yes. Vignesh.
Yes, sir.
Just you share the questions prepared by madam and we will read it out and we will come out with the answers.
Okay, just a minute.
Signet, not this one.
Not this one. That's what I want to
Yeah.
confirm. Okay.
The one madam sent.
Okay. Done. Just a minute.
No, but you should assure your viewers that the questions are the same. We've just made it short. That's all.
Probably,
They may not be worried that we have changed the question.
Right. Probably there may be some sub questions, madam.
Okay. MK sir, is it correct, sir?
Correct.
Okay.
Slideshow portal. Right.
Yes, sir.
Madam, this first question, many of our members have asked, and you have given a very nice information recently, increasing the non-medical limits. But sad part is it's yet to take effect.
Yeah, that's the reason I mentioned in the answer. There were certain technical reasons we couldn't roll it out immediately, but we expect that very soon the changes which we have planned will be rolled out, and we'll release it very shortly. Because there were some issues which we needed to interact and get it done.
Because as per your presentation, we come across that 86.56% of the total proposals are under non-medical.
In the existing scenario,
the non-medical limit, definitely the insurance business will also
You
go.
mean we will save more on medical fees? Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
Thank
but
you,
as I said, there were a few small issues, especially given the prevailing pandemic. So we needed to just review it a bit. We will be releasing it soon, as I said. Then I think this question gets answered soon. Yeah.
Thank you, madam. Next. Madam, the acceptance of term insurance proposals are not up to the standard, and private insurers are doing well. We are losing high sum insured term policies because of this. How shall we make it effective?
Like, see, the point is that the term plans obviously have a higher element of risk cover. So when we underwrite it, there is we have to be more cautious, and we look at both financial implications as well as health implications. And in financial, the most important thing is the customer has to have earned income. That is a vital criteria for term plans. It's not that it's an LIC concept, but across in the market too, our reinsurers, when we introduce these plans, they were very particular that there has to be a component, major component of earned income. What happens is if the person has mostly earned income and a bit of other income, they're ready to accept the other income also as a part. But as I said, that may be one reason why you feel that we are losing high sum assured cases. But one thing also we should check whether how many of those cases accepted are getting completed in the private side. We should also confirm that. Yeah.
Go to the next question. Madam, NACH forms are returned with the reason.
It's a long question on this.
Some various reasons. Because what we understand is that almost all banks are the corporate agents for one or the other insurance companies.
Okay.
So to make it effective, something can be done from our side, madam.
Yeah. See, like I said, the filling of the NACH form is as per the requirements of the Payment Corporation of India, who is basically the nodal agency for all NACH, whether here or everywhere else. So those guidelines have to be followed. Secondly, we wish that at the time of submission of the proposal, the NACH form should be there. It should not be an afterthought. You know what happens? We have found in some cases that our proposal shows a NACH mode, but the NACH mandate is not attached. It comes later. So then there may be some problems which create a bigger issue when we are trying to complete the case. And last but not the least, and the most important thing is, customers should be told that the mandate is equivalent to a check. It's actually he's giving a lifetime check for that policy. So at all costs, the signature on that mandate has to be exactly what he uses on his check leaf. A lot of us obviously have two kinds of signature. We use a signature for official work, but on the bank check, we use a different kind of a signature. And when the party is signing his proposal, he might be just routinely signing his office sign. But when it comes to that mandate, he has to sign as he signs in his bank. And in case this is not done, that's one of the reasons why they always say signature differs. And let us hope that as soon as we start this e-Nash, a lot of these problems will be solved, because automatically the customer, what I've heard about this e-Nash, which is, as I said, introduced by CRM in a division as a pilot, the customer brings in his debit card as his verification item, and he goes through his net banking channel of his bank to get this thing done. So automatically he gets cross verified by his own bank. So the signature which differs, which is being done by his bank, will automatically not happen. So we should have a much better percentage of NASH getting cleared and accepted, and thereby obviously improving the persistency of our policies. Next.
Thank you, madam. Lugi Mancam, I would like to suggest. So for each Lugi chapter, can organize online meetings, inviting the experts from the respective zones or divisions, how to fill up the NASH forms without any problem, so that education to our marketing field can make this NASH format more effective and less of defaults. Thank you, madam. Madam, for NRIs, now this is the problem the marketing force are facing now. We are not in a position to do business for NRIs. So,
no, you're talking about repatriation of payment.
When can we expect the usual NRI business?
No, your question is relating to claim payments, sir. But I've still tried to answer it.
Correct. Right. There is another question on these slides.
Yeah.
So,
we have relaxed the NR. Okay, let's finish with this. The repatriation of SB and maturity claims, there is a CRM circular which is quoted here. And there is also the basic thing is through the RBI circular. Because ultimately, you know that all foreign exchange payments are regulated by the RBI. So this circular of the RBI is basically the foundation for any other instruction which is followed. And I have just mentioned the circulars, but the details, I think the CRM department will be better able to clarify as to what are the present practices issued. And the second part, which you mentioned, Mr. Karunanidhi, regarding NRI business, because of COVID, we had put in, as I said, a lot of clampdown on the procurement of business from NRIs. We have changed a lot of it. We have simplified the COVID rules also, and kept on changing, because, as I said, a lot of this has to come from our reinsurers who are dealing with the global market. So they are able to give us the inputs as to what is the situation prevailing in other countries in terms of the impact on insurance market. So based on that, you will find that the circular which we issued in March, there is a lot of change when we issued it in July. And more importantly, we are soon going to issue another guideline which will make it even more better of opening. So that we are working on. Actually, we had kind of drafted it, but it looked very complicated. We're trying to make it more easy to read and implement. So just wait a week or so. We'll be able to give some more relaxation, or I might say easing of the work.
Thank you, madam. If we are able to get some circular regarding the process and the implications of the maturity claims payable to the NRI, some circular regarding that.
Sir, there is a circular which we have mentioned here, crediting annuities. See, basically, annuity is the you can say regular payment, which a lot of NRIs and FNIOs opt for annuity policies, and there automatically the payment starts immediate if it's an immediate annuity, or maybe in a couple of years. So the CRM circular 1035/23 2016 is one, but I will also refer to CEO Center Office CRM and find out if there's anything later or more detailed they have issued, and we'll convey it to you all.
Thank you, madam.
Yeah.
Please, madam. Next question, Vignesh. So, a couple of our members need some explanation why this suitability analysis form is insisted on all proposals, madam.
Yes. See, the suitability analysis format is basically a marketing tool. NB is checking to see that it is there because it becomes an input to the proposal. But I'm sure all of you are aware that the IRDA issued certain guidelines towards the end of 2019, where they said that the suitability analysis format is a must. It has to be there with every proposal of insurance. And in that, they also defined that the SAF as well as the BI have to be documents which will go back to the customer also. So, NB department per se has little to comment upon the suitability analysis format other than say that when the proposal is submitted, we have to check that it is there. There is no question of accepting a proposal without the SAF because it's a regulatory requirement. What you should understand it helps you because the customer becomes more aware of what he wants, and cases of mis-selling will reduce drastically once you start using the SAF because customer is signing it after he fills in what he wants. So then you're able to match his requirement also.
Right. Thank you very much, madam. And in your answers, you mentioned it is a marketing tool. So I would like to stress this point upon to our members that why madam said it is a marketing tool. We just record the total income of the proposer in the suitability analysis form, and then below that you will find how many times of his annual income based on his age insurance can be given to that proposer. Probably we may have given a lesser sum insured, and if the form is filled in the presence of the customer in front of him, and we have an opportunity to tell the customers you can go up to this level of insurance. Now you are only opting for a lower sum insured. So this is an opportunity for us to increase the business with the customer. Thank you very much, madam. For
family is also described, so you know what kind of policies he will need because the details of the family is also recorded, in the SAF.
Yes, correct. Thank you, madam. Next. Yeah. Okay, madam has said it is not within the scope of this topic. Anyhow, we have been listening to our top officials regarding this, but it is very premature to talk about this now. And let us go to the next. Madam, we are shortly expecting a revision in the sum issued applicable for non-club member, because we are DOs and CLIAs. We help our supervised agents and agents to process online, but there is a restriction of 2 lakh sum insured.
See, but we, as I've said here, that the basic concept of the Ananda module is Atmanirbhar agent. So the agent has to use his own agency code and do it. So that is why presently we are only allowing whatever the agent himself is capable in phase 1. But as I said, the moment we bring in the MHR, the scope of the module increases tremendously.
Okay, so the MHR shall also be given online.
Yes, absolutely. I had described it when I talked about the module.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. Right. Thank you, madam. Yeah. Next. Requirements called for in medical history cases.
There was a long question. You remember about the hysterectomy and all that. This is related.
The very purpose of this question is to just we are asking for the requirements too many times in piecemeal way, because if it is asked for in once or twice, because I had cited an example in that proposal, 5th requirements had been called for last week.
See, in this, what I would like to clarify is, if at the outset, when you're submitting the proposal, if the party has any medical history, including surgeries, if at the outset itself we submit the discharge summary and the medical reports with the proposal form, automatically the medical referee, this case will then not be, wandering around in the division, it will automatically go to ZO. You understand? So there, the zonal referee will be able to analyze the case and the implication of risk on that life based on all his past history. and they are able to give a decision faster. The problem happens when we just submit the proposal form, but right there that he had a history of XYZ surgery without giving the papers of the surgery. So automatically they refer back saying, please submit those papers. Then the papers are not complete, so again another requirement. But if at the outset the case submitted to the higher office is complete in all respects, I'm sure nobody is going to be troubled by a case going up and down the ladder, actually.
Correct, madam. But we are not in a position to submit the reports since the customers don't have those reports. So he gives a letter.
So then let the customer give a letter kind of thing saying that I had this surgery, this was it. But he would have some, if suppose he's still continuing treatment for that medical condition now, he can submit that present report at least with the papers, no?
No such continuous treatment.
Sometimes a person has an angioplasty and it could be a persisting history of heart ailment. So he could write, even now, submit whatever medical treatment he's taking. Actually, when you discuss with the customer, you might be able to arrive at what all you need. But if there is any history of medical treatment, basically like a surgery, if those papers are submitted, it's good. It saves the time.
Probably
I can, in fact, it's my favorite case to quote. One of the divisions in the South, there was this huge 30 crore case. It was not, there was no medical history, but solid financial proofs were required. But the case came to us in such perfect condition that it came to me in the morning. Evening, the case is completed in the branch after going to the reinsurer. So it says a lot in submitting a case with all papers at one go. I mean, it is, like I said, 30 crores completed in a day is unimaginable, but Coimbatore division did it. That's what, I mean, I was really very thrilled when it happened. So in this case also, if you submit all papers at the outset, it will help.
Okay, madam. Thank you, madam. Next question. So financial underwriting for NRIs, FNIO, and overseas citizens of India, major students. So how, what type of the financial proof are required? And
no, financial proof means it's all the income proofs as normal, which we accept in any resident Indian case also. So for Group 5 Indians who are resident Indians in Group 5 are equal to the Group 5 countries. Same thing. Any NRI in a Group 5 country will be treated on par with Indians in India. For other countries, the restrictions of the sum assured limit and all that is as per our circular of 2016, which is very detailed. It allows different levels of cover for the housewife, the students, everything. So that circular is, like you can say, the plinth for the entire NRI underwriting.
Next. So you categorically said no to this because eagerly a few of our friends asked these questions. Anyhow,
when they realize how much they can complete in how short a time, they will not want this.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Next.
Madam, this is a very big the problem for us to explain to the customer how this benefit illustration is worked out at 4% and 8%. So the question was very elaborate. I think I hope you would have gone through the questions.
Kindly I did, explain. But the thing is, this the benefit illustration of 4 and 8% is as per the regulators. They say that you have to give these two BIs, but more importantly, it is prepared as per the guidelines of the product development department, which is given to IT. So I am not in a position to clarify how and what are the workings of it. So I will convey this question to our PD department and I will ask them to provide some clarity on it so that it will help the field force when they are discussing proposals with the customer.
Yeah, because we try to find out how these 4-8% are worked out. We are not able to find out the correct answer to explain to the customers.
Yeah, so
anyhow, an explanation from central office will help us to confidently get signatures from the benefit illustration.
Yeah, so we will ask them to issue some kind of clarification or explanation on how it is done so that it's easier for the agent or development officer to explain to the customer.
Thank you, madam. Next. This is many times our members ask, once we have given KYC to our customers, if the same customers buys another policy, again KYC is insisted.
Yes, yeah, that is true. But I would like to bring in a new concept which has started maybe a couple of years back, the CKYC or the central KYC. What has happened is the government of India has created a new agency called CERSAI, CERSAI. They are, you can say, a storehouse of all KYC documentation of every individual. So this is not related to insurance alone. Across the financial sector, be he a mutual fund, a bank, or insurance, they expect that every new case we bring in, we have to deposit the KYC documents with the CERSAI. And in return, they will allot a new 14-digit number called a KIN number. Okay, so what happens now is, suppose today I take a policy, I will get a KIN number from CERSAI. Tomorrow I apply for a bank account. Without submitting KYC papers, I can just give the KIN number, so that organization will refer to the CERSAI database and download all my KYC documents. So once CKYC starts, we'll be able to do it. It has started in the sense that mutual funds and all are already onboarded, and the smaller banks. LIC is on the verge. We are doing it right now, and we expect that very soon we will also form a big part of the CKYC network, and then automatically this problem which you say about resubmission of KYC papers will slowly dwindle and come to a stop. But
madam, I think yes, ma'am.
CKYC, I only have one request from all of you, that the photograph of the life assured, please do not staple it. Please paste it on the proposal form. What happens is, we were trying to send sample data to CERSAI. So from one particular division, the data was extracted from the EDMS, because it is last year's NB we were looking at. Most of the case, the photograph was missing. We realized that either it is just put with a gem clip or it is stapled. Now in EDMS, when you put any document through a scanner, there can be no pins on it. It will damage the machine. So immediately the vendor peels off all the photographs. So there is no photograph on the proposal form. So that CKYC cannot be done, because the photograph is a mandatory requirement. So I really request that photograph should only be pasted on the proposal form.
I think our Ananda digital application will partially solve this problem, because
Yes,
once the
absolutely.
customer creates VID, virtual ID, that can be used up to the limit prescribed under Ananda app, madam. Right?
I'm very happy to hear that you are going to be making Ananda a big success through Lugi.
Yes, definitely it will happen, madam.
Yes,
thank you. Next person. This is because the members ask, the TPI is appointed by LIC of India, but if the medical is done in other divisions and other zones, the hospitals collect the fee from the customers.
Yes.
So why not this also be taken care by LIC?
Okay. As you say, it's a suggestion for the future. Yes, we will note it. But at this point of time, the MSPs are attached to specific divisions. So the billing happens for that MSP through the cases of that division alone. So for a visiting customer, it has to be that he pays upfront and takes the reimbursement from LIC. It's a little maybe tedious, but as you have suggested, we may try to bring it in at a later point when our data and other systems of the MSP module become more stable and we're able to integrate it. We'll do it at some time, yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Next. There is a confusion. Suppose if the riders like the critical illness rider and the term rider is opted by a customer, whether do we give a separate policy document for that rider, or it is an endorsement in the policy?
It's a separate document. It's called a rider bond.
Okay.
And it is compulsory. So when you are giving a client a policy with a critical illness or a term rider, or in fact, you would have noted that even the DAB or the ADTB rider is an independent document now. It's no longer a condition in the policy. So the IRDA has specified that the DAB is also to be accident benefit is a separate rider. So every policy bond will have an accident benefit rider, mostly if the life is major. So please ensure that when you are getting the policy bond for your customer, make sure that all these papers are in place. It's compulsory that without the rider bond, you cannot print the policy bond. That's the way the system is designed.
Members, please make a note of it. So while collecting the policy document for your customers who have opted for riders, make sure that the rider document is also there in the policy document.
As I said, even the accident benefit is a rider now.
Yeah. Next question. Madam, this is what our members want. The all new business circulars, if sent to the agents directly from the central office, so that it will be helpful for them to get updated immediately, so that accordingly they can act.
See, actually, Mr. Karnanidhi, this is practically a little difficult, but as I said, the development officers have access to Jeevan Sanchar. So in their groups, they should be able to pass on this information to their own agents and their teams. And branch officers are also having this practice of, they have regular branch meetings where they discuss the latest circulars from CO. Right now, as I just have to say that we do not have a system whereby we are able to send this. We will think of how to disseminate this information quickly to all people.
Thank you, madam. Madam, and the mail order business, now the whole world is under pandemic. The students are not going to the colleges and they're at home. And the proposed, of course, mail order business are not happening at present.
But we are planning
so
to...
you can give some clarifications on this issue, madam.
Yeah. See, if there is no special report, as we had discussed during the earlier part where I discussed the medical reports, the video MER is allowed in cases where there is no other special report. But if there is a special report, then the MER will be required. And as regards the 3 countries, some revised guidelines are under work. I was telling you, we are planning to revise some more thing about NRI. So all that will happen then. And we can't waive attestation. That is a requirement. Okay.
That's all the questions from us, madam. Shall we go for some live questions from our members, madam?
Yeah, if I have the details available, I'll be able to respond immediately, or we will respond at a later time. Yeah.
Right. Members, please, you can raise your hand so that we will invite one by one. Just for another 10 minutes, we will have some important questions. If possible, madam will answer now. Otherwise, madam will come back with the answers at later time. So, Ravi, are you here?
Yeah.
Right. You just identify the members who have raised their hands, and just you can unmute them so that they can put their questions across.
Nazar, you can also. One Mr. Arvind Prabhu.
Baliram Mankar.
So, thank you, Karunanidhi and Nalini madam for a wonderful session. I had 4 questions, but very small questions.
No, please.
So I'll tell you why. It is all relevant to Ananda only. So first of all, will I have a support email ID to continue to ask any questions related to Ananda? So if there is an email ID called ananda@LIC of India, it will help me to put my questions, and then you can reply anytime after that. So that is my one request.
Mr. Arvind, no, we have noted it. A support email ID you want where you post your queries. Okay.
Yes. So because right now we may not get question, because one question is that the forms are today multilingual, English plus Hindi. So will Ananda be multilingual is a question, but maybe it is not for today's answer, but I want to put it in the email.
Okay.
Now,
support email for Ananda you want so that you could directly raise your questions.
Ask my questions. So that is the basic thing. Then I will feed all my questions in that. And
Yeah,
I'm
please.
hoping that this will make the entire process also more transparent, and some
Sir,
SLA we can give to customer. Thank you.
It will,
Thank
it
you,
will,
Seema
yeah,
Didi ji.
it will.
Yeah, and Nalini madam, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Arvind. Next question goes to Mr. Maniram. Mr. Maniram, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Please ask your question briefly.
No question, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Arvind Hirlekar. Next question goes to Mr. Arvind Hirlekar. Yeah, please ask your question. Unmute yourself, sir, please.
Good evening. Madam, you said about the circulars being sent to the agents, development officers. Unfortunately, my development officer is no more. I've been raising this topic quite often, but nothing is happening for last 2-3 years. I've been talking about this very frequently.
I didn't say they go to development officers. I said the development officers have access to Jeevan Sanchar. And the branch is supposed to disseminate all information to the agents. As I said, we will consider and see what kind of system can be put in place. That feedback is noted.
I'm just trying to say that in spite of repeated reminders for last several years, it's not happening. That's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Arvind. The next question goes to Mr. Chambak. Ask to unmute yourself, sir. Mr. Chambak. Mr. Chambak, unmute.
Yeah, sir. Yeah, sir.
Please ask.
Hello. Yeah, namaskar, madam. I am asking you about.
I'm sorry. Your audio is
access to only we also have access.
Please ask once again.
Hello.
Yeah, please ask once again.
Yeah, only development officer have access to Jeevan Sanchar. Hello. Only development officer have access to Jeevan Sanchar, or CLIA also have the access to Jeevan Sanchar. CLIA, Chief Life Insurance Advisor.
No, see, the Jeevan Sanchar access is with SR number, so development officers have it. I don't think CLIs have.
Thank you, Mr. Chambak. Next question. Mr. Nazar, can you find someone?
Yeah, Krishna from iPad. Yeah. Krishna from iPad.
Good.
Yeah, please, sir. Sir, ask your question, sir.
Yeah, we like to have a limited endowment plan. When we'll get it, ma'am? Is it possible?
Limited what?
Limited endowment plan. Usually we had last.
You're talking like 817 and all.
Yes, ma'am. Limited, like
Limited endowment. He's asking, ma'am.
9 years you can pay, or 8 years you can pay. 12 years, 16 years.
Okay.
The term will be there.
Okay,
yeah, we will convey it to PD to examine. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
Next,
you, Mr. Krishna.
Jinu, DO from LIC, Development Officer, I think so. Jinu, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, please,
madam. One question regarding employer-employee scheme. Whether we can complete this employer-employee scheme through another module?
No. You remember what I said? I said it is for major lives on their own lives. Form 300 only.
Okay, employer-employee.
It's not on own life, no? How can it come?
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. The next question is Nazar.
Next, Prasanna. Prasanna, unmute yourself and ask your question. Prasanna, is there? Next.
Nazar, I have a question to Madam.
Yeah, please.
Madam, previously we had one product, 102, that is Jeevan Kishore, which took care of the education or marriage need of the children, daughters and sons and daughters for education. Now we don't have a product in the name of the children, which would mature at their age of 18, 19, 20, so that their education need could be taken care of. Suppose if we have 914 endowment plan, it is available from age 8 onwards, I think. And if it is made to be available from 0 age onwards, that itself will take care of that education need of the children.
Okay. As I said, Mr. Karunanidhi, I will convey these things to product development department.
Thank you.
Hello, madam. I am Prasanna. I am back on the thing. Can I ask, madam? Development officer. Madam, good evening. The program was very good. Madam, we are in need of the 830 plan and Jeevan Nidhi plan, pension plan for a longer duration payment. The Jeevan Shanti or Jeevan Akshay is only a single payment premium policy. Many people are asking for the long duration compulsory pension plan. How about that plan to be implemented? Plan number 48 and 830 and 817.
Okay, I'll note it. You want a pension plan with the annual mode of premium
Yes, madam. That is very much important. It was a wonderful plan. And a
Yeah,
plan.
regular savings. You want something with regular savings which will result in a pension.
Yes, and table number 48 was very good. Like PPT of 5 years, 10 years, or 15 years for a term of 25 years, like that. Because these plans
That
are
I
there
think
with
somebody mentioned, no?
Yeah,
Limited
yeah,
enough.
already they mentioned.
Because SBI is competing with us, madam. SBI is taking much of our business in this category.
Okay, Mr. Prasanna,
Yeah,
Madam has taken note of it. And
Yes, next
Mr. Kali
Milan
Muthu.
Mane. Milan Mane.
Okay.
Good evening, ma'am.
Milanji, yes.
Yeah. Good evening. My question is directly for the perception of the circulars issued by the central office at different levels. So, for example, you want earned income proof to be the proof of income for sanction of term plans. Now, whereas if a person is a salaried person, if we submit his IT return instead of Form 16, why do we need the combination of income? Number two, sometimes the payslips, I mean, nowadays in this digital platform, most of the companies have stopped printing and sending the payslips. They directly credit the salary to the account of the employee. And if we get a bank statement, should that not be sufficient? Because
That only
especially
indicates the quantum. It doesn't indicate the nature of
salary,
income.
it is mentioned salary from the employer name appears in the bank statement.
Mr. Mani, we'll have to look at the specific case before I can give a reply on this, okay? Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Yeah,
But
thank you.
especially what my point is that when the circular was issued, especially for 855 underwriting, financial underwriting, there was a mention of another circular which was issued in 2016, wherein it was said that the proof like bank statement or employer statement can be accepted as an earned income. But practically it is not happening. And many of the cases, and especially in Western Zone, since there are 3 or 4 underwriting sections, every center has a different perception of the circular. If the case goes to a
Mr.
particular
Mani,
center,
just a sec. Can you discuss this by giving a specific case? Then we will be able to. I'll be able to give a better response on it. Yeah.
last
So
month,
you can make a reference
I
of
have
2-3
sent,
cases.
no, last month I have sent a mail of 38 proposals which were submitted with the bank
To
statement.
CO?
And yes, central office. It was marked to Chief Madam Chitra and you both.
Okay, I'll have a look at it then. It might have been handled by her. I'll just have a look. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr.
Okay,
Milan.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Mr.
Milanji.
Kali Muthu.
Yes, Kali Muthu. Very much is available. Kali Muthu, unmute பண்ணிட்டு பேசுங்க, please.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Good evening, madam. Madam,
Good
can I
evening.
ask one question in regarding agent portal?
You ask, I'll know. If I know the answer, I'll tell you, because agent portal
Okay,
is
madam.
not being handled by me.
Madam, in previously, agent portal is very friendly to use. We take data from all kind of transactions. Now there is some difficulties, madam. Previously, we touch the message box, the message directly sent to customers. Now we share to each and every customer who in selected mode. Any other important is previously we check any previous policies in upcoming labs, DOC wise, submerged wise. I think more possibilities, madam. Now it is very difficult. Is there any easy mode, madam?
Yeah, I can't comment on this because, as I said, I'm not aware about the agents portal. I would advise that you could prepare this feedback and send it to your RM CLI at zonal office. He could take it up with CEO and get it resolved for you. Okay?
Thank you, madam. Madam, can we ask the last question, if you permit? We don't want to retain you.
Yeah.
Ravi sir?
Jayalakshmi, madam,
Ask
one
the
minute.
question and then,
Yeah.
Who's asking me?
Hi, ma'am. This is Radha Jayalakshmi.
Yes, tell me.
Ma'am, it was wonderful presentations by you. I have a question about, can we get a CC to agents, the FPR and the policy bond through the Ananda portal, what we are doing it?
FPR you are getting already. And you also, if you are the agent who's doing the Ananda, you have an option within the Ananda module to reissue the FPR also in case the party doesn't get. So it gets stored in your module itself.
And as far as CLA
policy bond, I have to check. We normally not supposed to send the policy bond to different email IDs. It's a document, you realize.
For agents now, since I am logging for my customer, I can get it.
Not necessarily, it's his bond, no, ultimately. So he might not want it to be given to other people. So it's always password protected and sent only to the client.
And for CLA, super agents also can be made that login, because some supervisory agents are only recently logged in people. They don't have the agents portal. So for the CLA
supervised agents, see, two groups of people are using it: the empowered agents and the regular agents. The regular agents are allowed to use it through the agent portal.
Okay.
So the supervised agents can probably create portal access and then do it from there.
For new agents, it is not possible now. Agents portal.
Okay, we will check out what is the possibility for new agents who don't have an access to portal, how to enable them.
Especially for the CLA of supervised agents.
Yeah. Whoever. Why should I only restrict it to CLI supervised agents? Any new agent, if you want him to do business, he should be enabled.
Yes.
So basically, for new agents who don't get portal, you want an option. Let us see.
Yes.
Thank you, Radha Jayalakshmi madam. The next question, Nazar.
Yes, Kumar.
That was the last question you said. Huh?
Yes, sir. Last question by M. Kumar. Kumar, please unmute and ask your question.
So let this be the last one.
Yeah.
We will conclude with this question. Sorry, others. So
okay, you carry on, MK.
Hello.
Kumar. Yes, Kumar.
Sir, madam, good evening, madam.
Good
evening. Madam, old policies is Varsha, Jeevan Varsha. The maturity is 2021. The same another policy is available next year. Possible, madam?
No, I can't get your point. Jeevan Varsha, what happened?
Jeevan Varsha 196, old plan.
Yes.
Same production. Next year is new launching available. 3 years money back option.
See, regarding new products, our PD department and marketing department will be better able to tell you, but so I can't comment on your question.
But my suggestion is noted, madam. Please.
Okay.
Thank you, Kumar. Thank you, Kumar. Thank you, Kumar. Madam, I'm very sorry to hold you for so many minutes.
No, I don't mind. That's okay.
We know that after this working day, you have rushed to your home and you have given a very that is the reason we want to have a last question. Over to Mr. Karnanidhi, please.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Ravi. Madam, thank you very much for patiently attending to all the questions raised by our members today. And Ravi, do we have our தலைவர் with us for his concluding?
No, Mr. Karnanidhi, he is not at all. You could not able to reach now. That's the reason.
Okay. So now I would like to invite Mr. Janardhanan, our past president of Coimbatore Divisional Council, to propose vote of thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Karnanidhi. It is very necessary that thanks are offered to whomsoever does a favor or help. It is very clear, therefore, that whenever we receive a favor or kindness, it is our duty to thank its giver suitably. Before going ahead, I would like to thank our தலைவர் Mugavar Tilakam, without whom this type of meetings would not have happened. Among our agents community, the real leader whose action inspire others to dream more, to learn more, do more, and become more is our தலைவர். On behalf of one and all who have attended the meeting, I extend my thanks to our தலைவர், Sri P.S., the founder, President Lugi. And we are highly honored by the presence of one of our beloved MDs, Mr. Mukesh Guptaji. Thank you, Sri Mukesh Guptaji, for your interest shown in attending our virtual meetings. Thank you, sir. In this pandemic scenario, lot of changes have happened across the world. Lot of changes are occurring in our business too. And there are developments also. Madam Nalini Ratnam was with us for the last 1.5 hours to narrate the recent developments in new business and underwriting. She has given us so many details regarding the developments that has happened during this pandemic situation and that are going to happen in our new business in near future, in business as well as in underwriting. I take this opportunity to thank Executive Director, NB, highly knowledgeable personality, Nalini Ratnam Madam, for consenting to attend our meeting and delivered her address in a wonderful and inspiring way. Thank you, Nalini Ratnam Madam. Thank you very much. My sincere thanks to the great personalities and office bearers from different chapters of Lugi, governing council members of Lugi from different parts of India. My sincere thanks to Mr. Venkata Subramaniam, the dynamic Lugi president, and Mr. Ravi, Vibrant's Secretary General, Mr. R. Srinivasan, Treasurer, and my bosom friend, Mr. N. Nasser, Assistant General Secretary, our walking encyclopedia of Lugi, Mr. Karunanidhi, CEO, Education, Mr. Varadarajan, Mr. Gurumurthy, Mr. Prabhakar are with us. Those are rendering service to the agents community to learn more and earn more. My sincere thanks to Mr. Vignesh, who is behind Lugi round the clock. Thank you, Mr. Vignesh. My sincere thanks to all the participants attended the virtual meeting and enriched their knowledge to do more and enjoy the life more. Once again, I extend my sincere thanks to one and all. Thank you very much. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you, Mr. Janardhan. Before I conclude the meeting, I have a message to pass on to all our members present today. Friends, all of you know the 6th batch of online CIP is on and is about to get over in a couple of weeks from now. And after that, the 7th batch is getting ready shortly. So those who are interested to join the 7th batch of CIP, or those who would like to know more details about the CIP program, how it benefits and so on, please get in touch with Mr. Vignesh, whose mobile number is being shared in the WhatsApp, in the chat box now. Please make a note of this number and get in touch with him to know more about the CIP program for the development of your business. So thank you very much, all of you, for joining us today. I once again thank Madam for your excellent presentation. Anything else?
Mr. MK?
Yeah?
Please make an announcement about our virtual convention, which will be held very soon.
Yeah, we have already done. Friends, as I said in the beginning, instead of the physical convention this year, we plan to have our Lugi 18th annual convention virtually in the first week of January, the details of which will shortly be shared in WhatsApp and as circular to all the members of Lugi and of course other well-wishers of Lugi. Thank you very much for joining today.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Yeah, thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Madam.
Yeah. Thank you, friends.
Thank you, Ravi. Thank you, Karunanidhi.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Mr. Ravi, leaving the meeting now.
Valuable time.
Yeah.
Thank you, madam.
You
so
can, ma'am.
much.
Please.
Thank you.
ma'am. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, friends. Thank you, guys. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Okay, shall I end the meeting, sir?